This week's exercise is a fingerstyle funk groove that works against the G dominant 7th chord. As you'll have heard, I used an envelope filter when recording it. It's a relatively simple line to play for the first 3 bars, but in bar 4 we have a more complex fill, one that's based on the half-step, whole-step diminished scale. Let's take a look at how to play this line. This exercise begins with a quaver rest, which means that the bass enters on the second half of beat 1. So we're going to play a G, and that's going to lead us directly into beat 2, where we play a B. We're going to follow that with a ghost note on the A string, and then we're going to play C, C sharp, and we're going to land on a D on beat 4 of the bar. So we went from G up to B, and then we walked up chromatically from B to D. So far we have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 3, 4. Okay, now to finish off bar 1, we're just going to play 2 further notes. We're going to play an F and a D, and these are semiquavers, and they happen on the second half of beat 4. So bar 1 is going to sound like this. 3, 4. And one more time. 3, 4. Okay, what you can hopefully tell from this line is that we've used chord tones very extensively. So the chord tones from a G dominant 7th chord are G, B, D and F, and you can probably see that these notes are very well represented in this line. Let's move on to bar 2. Bar 2 is almost identical to bar 1. So we start on the G, move up to the B, play a ghost note, and then walk up chromatically to the D. The only difference is that this time we're going to slide downwards from the D and then play the low F at the first fret of the E string. So bar 2 sounds like this. And again. Let's hear bars 1 and 2 together. 3, 4. Okay, let's move on to the rest of the exercise. Bar 3 of this exercise is the same as bar 1, so let's move straight on to bar 4. This bar features a fill that uses the half-step, whole-step diminished scale, which is quite an unusual scale. So I'm going to talk you through it first of all. So the half-step, whole-step diminished is an example of a symmetrical scale, and that means that it's built on a consistent pattern of intervals. In this case, a half-step, whole-step, half-step, whole-step. Same thing as semitone, tone, semitone, tone. And that means that the notes that we've got in this scale are as follows. So we have G, A flat, A sharp, B, C sharp, D, E, F, and octave G. And that gives us an 8-note scale, 9 if you include the octave. Now that in itself is unusual because major and minor scales have 7 notes, 8 including the octave. So because this scale is symmetrical, we can do some very cool repeating patterns with it. So that's the logic behind the fill in bar 4. So what I did was I made up a short melodic motif, just 3 notes, and I used a B, I went up a diminished 5th to F, and then back down to a D. So all chord tones from a G dominant 7th. And what I did then was I repeated that shape in intervals of a minor third. So if we start on B, up a minor third from B is D. So we play the same shape from the D. Up another minor third takes us to F. And then up another minor third takes us to A flat. So on the way I was using the following notes. So B, F and D, and then D, A flat and F, F, B, A flat, D and B. So you'll notice that B, D and F feature very heavily in this line, which is great because they're chord tones from the G dominant 7th sound. But we also get that A flat cropping in there occasionally, and that gives us an additional kind of flat 9 sound, which is really nice because it makes the fill a little less conventional. Okay, something else that's really nice in this line is the end of each group of 3 notes and the beginning of the next feature the same note. So the first group is B, F and D, and then the second group is D, A flat and F. So you get this really nice doubling of notes in the middle. So bar 4 goes like this, and I'll play it slowly. And that's the end of the exercise. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the latest bass lick of the week. If you'd like to download the PDF worksheet and backing tracks, just head to resources.basslinepublishing.com and follow the instructions on screen. I'll see you next week for another bass groove.